Hey everyone. Tonight's story is about a spotlight and who gets to stand in it. It began at the Emerson Theater, an off-Broadway venue known for discovering stars. The kind of place where young talent dreams big, even if the lights are dimmer than Broadway. Casting had just begun for a new drama called Ashes in Bloom. A moody poetic piece with buzz from critics and whispers of a national tour. The auditions were fierce. Dozens of actresses walked in, read their lines, cried on cue, smiled on demand. Then came her, a woman in her early 30s, tall, graceful, skin deep and radiant like onyx in candlelight, no designer bag, no agent hovering outside, just a small binder and a quiet confidence. Her name was Nova James. She read a single scene, and the room went still. When she left, an assistant whispered, "That was the one." But the director, a man who fancied himself a visionary, shook his head slowly. "She's good," he said, "but her tone's too intense. And honestly, that skin, it doesn't light well under stage gels." Silence. Another assistant mumbled, "We could try different lighting." "No," the director snapped. "We need someone who fits the look. This show needs elegance, softness." And just like that, Nova's audition went into the discard pile. She never got the call back. But what the director didn't know, Nova James wasn't just another actress. She was also the playwright and the executive funder. She had quietly submitted the script under a pen name and backed the production anonymously to see how her story would be handled without bias. Now, she had her answer. And her next move would set the entire stage on fire. Nova didn't storm out. She didn't yell. She didn't send angry emails or call in favors. She waited. She watched. For 2 more weeks, she let the director continue casting, let him finalize his shallow vision, let him pick someone with the right look and the wrong soul. She attended rehearsals in secret, sitting silently in the back row of the dark house, a hoodie pulled over her braids. What she saw made her sick. The lead actress, blonde, pale, and bland, recited Nova's lines like she was reading shampoo instructions. The emotional center of the story, gone. The tension, flattened. The fire, extinguished. The director barked orders, rearranged entire scenes, even suggested rewriting the third act to make it less confrontational. That was the last straw. Nova stepped out of the shadows. She walked into the producer's office with a single piece of paper. A letter. It was her notice of withdrawal. Except she wasn't withdrawing funding. She was withdrawing a permission. The playwrights? Revoked. The funding? Frozen. The casting crew? Dismissed. Effective immediately. The producer's face turned ghost white. You can't just pull the plug." Nova stared him down. "I own the stage rights. I own this story, and I refuse to watch it be turned into something safe, colorless, and false." The news hit the theater world like thunder. Blogs, tweets, industry gossip threads. But playwright shuts down own production after casting controversy. Lead actress replaced by original author after colorism scandal. But Nova wasn't interested in headlines. She had work to do. Within days, she reassembled a new team. A black woman director. A lighting designer who understood depth and richness in skin tone. A cast that reflected the story's roots. And Nova? She took the lead. Not because she had to, but because no one else could. Rehearsals were intense, vulnerable, sacred. This time, the lines cut deep. The monologues landed like gospel. The spotlight didn't wash her out. It wrapped around her like armor. Opening night was set, and the critics, they were already lining up to watch something they couldn't ignore, because the woman they said was too dark for the stage was about to burn the whole house down, and she'd do it with grace, power, and the kind of brilliance that no gel filter could ever dim. Opening night arrived like a storm. The Emerson Theater had never seen a line so long. A crowd that stretched around the block, murmuring with curiosity, excitement, and maybe even a little shame. Industry insiders, journalists, theater students, and quiet supporters who had followed the story online now stood shoulder to shoulder, waiting to see what Nova James would do. Inside, the house lights dimmed, and then silence. A single spotlight appeared center stage. Nova stood in it, not hidden, not softened, dressed in a flowing midnight blue gown that caught the light like starlight on skin. She didn't say a word for a full 5 seconds, just stood, owning the moment, breathing in the hush. Then she began, and the audience disappeared into her story. She was radiant, commanding, her voice equal parts thunder and lullaby. She delivered her lines with precision, pain and pride, every syllable a reckoning, every glance a challenge, every tear earned. The new cast matched her energy, like echoes in a cathedral. When the final scene closed, when she delivered the last line with eyes burning and voice trembling, the silence returned for a breath. And then the theater exploded. A standing ovation so loud and so long the ushers had to hold the doors. The reviews were instant, transcendent, a revolution in real time. Nova James redefines the modern stage. But more than praise, there was reckoning. The former director tried to issue a statement, blamed miscommunication, claimed to be misquoted. No one cared. The show was extended twice. A national tour booked within a month. Nova was invited to speak at panels, write op-eds, headline galas. She accepted a few. But mostly she stayed close to the work, to the writing, to the cast, to the girl in the second row who whispered, "She looks like me." Backstage one night, Nova found a note taped to her mirror. Handwritten. It read, "Your light-lit mind?" "Thank you," Nova smiled. Because in the end, they said she was too dark for the stage, until she took the spotlight and became the light itself. Good night.